In this video, we will explain the SNOWMAPS control panel. As you already know, when you enter the SNOWMAPS tour planning software, the entire area of Slovenia and Austria, Styria and Carinthia is displayed. The danger levels are shown here as an overlay. In the control panel, individual maps and layers can be switched on and off by toggling the on-off button. If you hover the cursor over the L, the corresponding legend is displayed. First, we would like to start with the Inca weather data, which provide very important information. For example, the current wind speed. As you can see very well, there is a very high wind speed in a Hochschwab in Austrian Styria, shown here in red. A look at the legend tells us that the wind speed is 60 to 90 km per hour. The current temperature can also be displayed. Here, too, you can refer to the legend. The amount of precipitation over the past 24 hours is also important. Now, let's get into the details. Icons on station data, webcams and HUDs that are open in winter are displayed by default. Of course, this can also be switched off. Information is called up by clicking of the relevant points of interest. Here, for example, the meteorological data from the Eisenerz-Ramsau station. The information opens in a new tab, so you can always refer to it. Meteorological data form the basis of any safe tour planning. There is also the possibility to look at the webcams of the surrounding regions. This can also provide an initial overview of the prevailing situation in the area. Information about the opening times of HUDs is also provided. Now let's move on to the other maps. A very important tool is the OpenTopo map. The OpenTopo map is a modification of the OpenStreetMap and is available free of charge. Its big advantage lies in the fact that the forest, roads and small, rarely used paths are particularly up to date. The transparency of some layers can also be changed. This can be done by using the slide bar in the map center. In this way, individual maps can be combined and complex knowledge can be derived. The map of entire area, with their wealth of details and very good place names, are very important for tour planning. Another excellent tool for route planning are aerial photos. SNOWMAPS includes aerial photos from base map and Bing maps. The two aerial views have a slightly different date of recording and provide slightly different images. The base map aerial photo also includes geographic names, which makes it easier to find your way around the terrain. It is often helpful to combine the two aerial views and shift their transparencies. In this way, possible inaccuracies or changes can be recognized very well. Some shaded areas may also be more visible on one map than the other. Another very good aid in combination with the aerial photos is the overlay of contour lines. These can be displayed for each map, but are particularly helpful in connection with the aerial photos. As usual, the contour lines are 20 meters apart. 100-meter lines are drawn in a little thicker. Slope, vegetation and exposition maps are particularly helpful in combination with basic map. A completely new color scheme was deliberately chosen for the slope map. Basically, the color scheme is divided into two classes. Moderately steep slopes, terrain with gradients up to 30 degrees, are colored in shades of gray. Steep, very steep and extremely steep terrain, for example, slopes with gradients over 30 degrees, are colored in blue or purple tones. In this way, you can get a very good idea even at first glance whether you are moving in a potential avalanche terrain. Further gradation only serves to provide additional information about the terrain. Here, too, the transparency can be changed according to your requirements. The exposition map provides a very good overview of the complexity of the terrain. In homogeneous slopes, such as here on this southern slope, there is basically only one exposed area. Here on this northern slope, however, there are many different exposed areas. The terrain is very complex. The same applies here on this eastern slope. You can get a very good overview of gullies, hollows, ridges and gradients. Another very important point is the vegetation of the area. This is divided into four classes: old forest, young forest, mountain pines or other bushes and open, treeless spaces. The vegetation map can be particularly useful when planning a descent. Another very important aspect is the potentially windy terrain. The potentially wind-exposed terrain is more likely to lead to tricky situations. A look at the map gives you information as to whether a planned ski tour is sensible or less so. The control panel also contains views of the current print-out sections at various scales and in different formats. Last but not least, there is a search window that can be used to search for and find place names.